Hello, today I'm going to be talking about stamp positioning tools, and in this first part I'm going to be reviewing the Stamp Perfect from Hampton Art and also a Misti. I'm going to have a look at the difference between the two and give you my opinion on what is the best value. So let's get started. So these are the two presses together. I have the Misti, the original Misti rather than the mini one, so hence mine is bigger than the Stamp Perfect, but the mini Misti is roughly the same size as this. I think it sort of would nest slightly in the middle here. So that's obviously the most obvious difference between them. This is great. You can't fit a full card front open in it, so if I have a whole half piece, I can't fit that in here to stamp on, whereas I could fit it in my original Misti. But you couldn't fit it in the mini Misti if you had that. I can fit, if I just fold this in half to show you, I could fit a full card front into my Stamp Perfect and the same into my Misti. So in that respect, if I put them side by side, you can see them. So that's one thing. Now magnets. The magnets on the Misti do have issues. So I had my Misti for 2 weeks and I was very careful with my magnets and they still broke. They shattered like this and then they keep shattering over and over and over. I contacted Misti because I wasn't very happy that it happened so quickly. And I have to say their customer service was very, very poor. I wasn't very happy at all. So I ordered some more magnets, which are like these little ones here, and I got a whole stack of those for $10. And I do have a bar magnet, which is on the other side of the room, on my other desk, but I have one of those as well that I just wrap some washi around and it has tabs on it. Now I've had this Stamp Perfect for a couple of weeks now, and I've had absolutely no problems with the magnets at all, so I'm really happy with those. The Stamp Perfect, I would say, is lighter duty maybe than the Misti. So this here is not, I don't think it's as rigid as the Misti, the top piece, but it's perfectly rigid enough. As I say, it's taken abuse from me for 2 weeks solid and I've not had any problems with it. The grid on the top is slightly different to this grid. This is around about just under a ½ inch grid, whereas this is a perfect 1/4 inch grid. So that's one thing that I probably prefer about the Misti, is the grid on top when I'm layering and things like that. I do like, however, this centering rule down this side. So I have my 0 here and I can work out when something is in the middle. I find that is really handy. So and this one also doesn't come with grid paper. So in the Misti you get your grid paper here, which I've laminated, but I made my own grid paper, and this is a part 1 of 2 videos that are on the blog today. If you click the related blog post, I'm going to give you some 10 tips for stamp presses, and one of those is how to make your own grid paper like this. But that's really easy to do, so that's not something that would put me off. It's just one of the things that doesn't come with it. As I say, with the Misti, I find the customer service is not that great. I haven't had any issues with the Stamp Perfect, so I haven't needed to contact Hampton Art, so I don't know what their service is like. But as I say, overall, it really comes down to cost, I think, and value. The Misti is great because it comes in the 3 sizes. You can get this size, you can get a mini Misti, and you can get a memory Misti, which takes your 12 by 12s. And there are other stamp presses on the market, but I would say that these are 2 that are very comparable. So I think the biggest thing with these presses is price and the value that you get from them. So the Hampton Art one on Amazon comes in at $33. The mini Misti comes in at $45, and this original one comes in at $60. And the memory one comes in at $100. Now the memory one is the only memory one currently that I have seen for the 12 by 12, and actually I have used it and it is really handy for those bigger projects, and therefore I can see the value in that one. However, when the mini Misti is 45 and this is 33 and this one's even 60, it depends what your needs are, but my recommendation would be to go with the Stamp Perfect. The Stamp Perfect is an ample size for your card front, so if you see here, I can grab my magnets, I can pop it inside and I can start stamping, and I can fit up to a 5.5 by, what am I up to, 6, just over 7 inches this way. So that would be probably my personal choice. I still love my Misti. I use it for bigger things, but I probably get this one out more often. And I could afford to have a couple of these, whereas I could only afford to have one of the Misti. It's also just worth mentioning that this has the same system as the Misti, whereby you remove this foam piece when you use your rubber mounted, and you put it back when you use your photopolymer. So that's it for this video. I'm just now going to do a part 2. If you want to see that, head over to the blog, or you can just look at our YouTube channel, and there'll be a part 2 for 10 tips to use with your stamping press. So happy stamping, thanks for following in today, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.